You know the feeling. You walk confidently into a room and completely forget why you're there. Or maybe you spend 20 frantic minutes searching the house for the keys that are literally already sitting right in your hand. We usually just laugh these moments off, right? We blame it on another busy week or a bad night's sleep. But wait a second. What if that persistent mental fog, that heavy, dragging exhaustion, what if it's actually a serious dietary issue? What if your body is desperately trying to tell you that something foundational is just missing?
Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're diving into a dynamic wellness protocol centered around an absolute powerhouse nutrient, vitamin B12. We're going to explore exactly how structuring a practical, no-nonsense diet plan around it can completely change how you feel on a daily basis. So let's pull back the curtain and see how this single nutrient is working behind the scenes.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by looking at the power of B12, go over the warning signs of deficiency, figure out if you're at risk, build out your practical diet plan, and finally, look at taking the next step.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the power of B12, essential vitality.
So, vitamin B12 isn't just some optional, nice-to-have addition to your morning routine. It's an essential nutrient. B12 is absolutely critical for maintaining your daily energy levels, keeping your cognitive performance incredibly sharp, and ensuring the structural integrity of your entire nervous system. Think of it like the vital electricity that keeps your body's complex systems communicating flawlessly. It literally helps build the protective coating around your nerves, known as the myelin sheath, and it creates the red blood cells that carry oxygen directly to your brain. Without this essential nutrient, well, the lights start to dim, your energy drops, and your mental performance takes a direct hit. It's truly the engine behind your everyday vitality.
Moving on to Section 2, Warning Signs, Deficiency Awareness.
Now, a B12 deficiency basically wages a two-front war on your body. On the mental side, it brings this frustrating, chronic exhaustion and profound mental cloudiness. You know, the kind where your thoughts feel like they're constantly pushing through thick molasses? Yeah, that. And physically, we see very tangible sensations. We're talking about literal tingling in your limbs. Imagine pins and needles in your arms or legs that just won't go away, as well as a noticeable lack of coordination. It's not just feeling a bit off. It's your nervous system actively physically signaling to you that it's running dangerously close to empty.
Which brings us to Section 3. Are you at risk? Vulnerable populations.
The source material actually identifies two major high-risk populations that are particularly vulnerable to running low on this nutrient. First up, older adults. As we age, our stomachs naturally produce less acid, which makes it physically harder to absorb B12 from the food we're eating. Second, individuals on restricted diets, specifically vegans and vegetarians. Because B12 is almost exclusively found in animal products, removing those from your diet completely skyrockets your vulnerability to those frustrating physical and mental symptoms we just talked about. So, if you fall into one of these specific groups, you definitely need to be hyper-aware of your nutrient intake.
All right, let's get to the solutions in Section 4, Practical Diet Plan, Naturally Boost Intake.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how straightforward the fix can be. To naturally combat low B12 levels and reclaim your daily vitality, the strategy is to focus heavily on animal-based proteins and dairy. And we aren't just talking in broad terms here. Think about integrating specific staples like salmon, chicken, or eggs for your protein, alongside milk and cheese. These specific foods are extremely dense with B12, and they represent the most direct, efficient way to build up those vital nutrient levels. See, this isn't about some overly complex, impossible-to-follow regimen. It's really just about making targeted, practical choices at the grocery store. By simply adding these foods to your plate, you're actively fueling your nervous system and clearing away that mental cloudiness.
Let's wrap things up with Section 5, taking the next step, medical consultation.
Translating all this amazing info into an everyday health strategy basically comes down to 3 clear, actionable steps. Step 1, monitor subtle health changes. Pay close attention to that mental cloudiness or those tingling limbs. Don't just ignore them or try to push through the exhaustion. Step 2, adjust your diet by bringing in those specific animal-based proteins and dairy products we just looked at to naturally boost your intake. And Step 3, which is absolutely crucial, honestly, consult a medical professional. A doctor can run a really simple blood test to check your exact B12 levels before you go making any drastic dietary changes. That gives you the definitive, safe guidance you need to get everything back on track.
Which leaves us with one final, essential question to ask ourselves today. Is your diet fueling your vitality, or is it draining it? It's genuinely incredible how much power we have over our own energy, our cognitive performance, and our nervous system integrity just by paying a little more attention to the nutritional foundation we build our meals upon. I really hope this explainer has given you the tools and the clear structure to evaluate your own habits and make those practical dietary changes. Until next time, stay curious, stay focused, and keep learning.